Hi, my name's Maya and I am the founder of Maya's Bakes, and when I'm not baking I am a full-time scientist. Black History Month was celebrated at school, but probably not as well as it could have been. I remember doing history lessons and learning about pivotal moments in Black history and learning about people like Mary Seacole and the slave trade, but that's all that I can really remember from school. At university there was an African Caribbean Society, or the ACS Society, and they hosted a lot of events, especially throughout Black History Month. And these events were educational and also fun, and they were open to not just the ACS community but also to everybody at university, and they aimed to educate people and to help people network. At my current workplace there's a big Black community, and being an American company, Black History Month is celebrated during February. A lot of the communication at work is done online, so during the month of February there's usually a lot of reading material posted, a lot of educational material, and being a scientific company this usually focuses around Black leaders in science and in genomics. Here in the UK I don't feel like we celebrate Black History Month as well as we could. If I think back to my time at university and the ACS Society, although they hosted a lot of educational events and a lot of networking events that were open to everybody, not just the ACS Society, the university themselves and the Students' Union could have done a lot more to help these events reach everybody. And I feel like this problem stretches out into our wider community here in the UK, that although there are so many people and so many companies that do a lot for Black History Month, this doesn't always reach everybody. I feel that people in power and people especially who work in the media could do a lot more to reach people, especially the older generation and people who don't use social media, to help get rid of the ignorance about learning about Black history. An example of a time where I feel like a company has celebrated Black History Month well is at my current company. Last year they celebrated Black History Month by really focusing on Black leaders in science and in genomics. And working at a scientific company, I felt like this was so important for really engaging with all of the employees and being relevant to us. And I feel like a lot of the time when Black History Month is celebrated, a lot of people focus on the negative sides and on slave trade, which these things are so important, but we don't spend enough time talking about the positive things from Black history and about the achievements that Black people have made. At my current workplace last year for Black History Month, they set up a group called Shades, which is an initiative which helps to elevate people of colour within the company and to create a diverse pool of talent by doing things such as running leadership courses. As an ally of What Matters and of the Black community, I do feel like my ethnic background has influenced my work, especially my baking business. I come from a half English, half Asian background, so I have a very big Asian side of the family, and I feel like naturally I have a very strong work ethic, which comes from seeing my father having to come to this country and work very hard for what we had, and he was also self-employed, so he had to generate a lot of the business for himself, and this really inspired me to start up my own business. In terms of what's coming up for Maya's Bakes, I'd really love to do a 500 follower and a 1,000 follower giveaway. I'd love to collaborate with What Matters and some other small businesses for this to help us get our content out there to different audiences. I started up Maya's Bakes at the beginning of this year when my friends persuaded me to start documenting my baking on Instagram, and it really took off from there. I started receiving orders from friends and family and for parties, and since then I've been receiving orders from other people and from other followers on Instagram. I've always really loved baking from a young age, and even on my 16th birthday I insisted that I make my own birthday cake and not have a shop bought one. Is really a hard question because so many things matter to me. I think most importantly it matters to me that people are open and willing to step outside of their comfort zone and learn and educate themselves. I think this is the only way as a society that we can move forward. For me that really involves speaking to friends and family and listening to their experiences and learning from them. I'm really not a big reader, so I also like to listen to podcasts. I find this a really easy way to gain knowledge while I'm driving. What else matters to me is that everybody is treated equally and that people are really recognised for their talents and not for their race or where they come from, and this should really matter to everybody.